Hey friends, welcome to this week's episode of Not Your Mama's Podcast. And today we are delighted to welcome Betska K-Burr, a renowned master coach, a prolific author, and co-president at Coaching and Leadership International, Inc. With clients in over 50 countries and a wealth of expertise in Mind-Kinetics and coaching methodologies, Betska is here to share invaluable insights into healing, growth, and personal mastery. Her most recent book is called Unleashing Potential Strategies for Life Mastery, which you can find on Amazon at the link provided in the description. Betska, welcome to the podcast. We're so excited to talk to you today.
Thank you, Christina. Delightful. I'm delighted we're here together to explore this topic. It's a wonderful topic. Yeah.
So diving right in, what are some practical steps people can take to develop that resilience during challenging times?
The very first thing is one needs to know what your beliefs are inside your subconscious mind. A lot of people don't even know they have a subconscious, right? Which is that unconscious part of us that we don't even know it exists there. And the subconscious drives our lives. So therefore, we need to find out what's inside that subconscious that could be causing us challenges. Maybe we can't overcome a challenge, or maybe we can't achieve a goal. So what beliefs do we have? For example, the class I was just teaching, the gentleman that was being coached was having a challenge with connecting with his intuition. Mm-hmm. So what we had to take a deep dive and discover, well, what are the patterns around this? What are the beliefs that you've had your entire lifetime around intuition, and how is it stopping you? So that's, in a nutshell, the very first thing. Find out what your beliefs are in your subconscious mind, and then change them. Kick them out. Because if they aren't serving you anymore, why hold on to them? Now, some people want to hold on to them because they like being a victim. I know that sounds weird, but I'll give you an example. There could be a stay-at-home mom or stay-at-home dad that doesn't want to change their beliefs, because then they might have to go to work, and it's more comfortable to stay at home, right? So they stay in that victim mode. And so that's the first thing. And resilience comes from being in our own power. So we would have to discuss, well, what does being in your own power mean to you? And what does standing in your truth really mean to you? And then have courage and be committed to courageously looking at yourself. It's vital, don't you think?
Yeah, totally. And I think some of the things that I like to do is like look in the mirror and actually like talk to yourself and look at yourself in the eye. Like it makes such, like, I always feel like eyes are the windows to the soul. And so it's like you can really look at yourself in the mirror and talk. And it's like, can you say I love you and like truly mean it? Really trusting yourself that you have the right answer inside. And how come you don't trust yourself? And I go through that all the time and trying to figure out, like, damn it, I knew it. I put it aside and I didn't listen to myself, and finding that stuff. But let's kind of break down about mind kinetics. If that was someone's first time hearing that word, what does it mean? And how can mind kinetics help someone struggling with that stress and anxiety or, intuition trust?
Before I even get into that, one of the very first things I'd like to share with your viewers is some free tools that are out there. One of them is I developed many years ago when George Bush attacked Iraq, because I was sick and tired of all this bloodshed and war, global stuff, right? And so they can go to www.thebrainwalk.com, and in 15 minutes or less, they can they will discover what's really bothering them, what pattern they have in their subconscious mind at the moment, find a strength to help them overcome the challenge, and then go into their superconscious or their God self for solutions. And it's free. We put it out to the world years ago. So please, everybody, go and try it. You're going to love it. And if you have any questions, you can write to me and I'll help you out. Yeah. So that's that. Now, the science of mind kinetics involves 80 plus different coaching and self-coaching methodologies. The brain walk is one of them.
Mm-hmm.
And the mind kinetics is really a science that takes you into your subconscious and superconscious for your patterns, your beliefs, and your solutions to life. Because a lot of our solutions seem superficial.
Mm-hmm.
We may think, well, all I need to do is go for a walk in the garden and it's going to solve itself. Maybe it will. Or maybe I need to hug my child more. Maybe that will help it. Or maybe I need to give my husband or my wife a kiss when they come home from work.
Mm-hmm.
That's all possible. But sometimes it's not deep enough. The client is broken inside and needs to have that brokenness healed. So mind kinetics in a nutshell helps you find the root cause of your negative beliefs. And the science of mind kinetics is quite deep, but let me see if I can summarize it for you. Whenever we have a challenge or whenever we have a goal we're having trouble achieving, then that means that we've got some cells in our body in charge of that challenge or goal that are not functioning properly.
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Candace Pert was an amazing neuroscientist. She figured this out. So did Dr. Bruce Lipton, and so did I. We were all working on the same science at the same time. But the receptors that are sitting on our thinking cells, when we have any kind of small or large trauma, those receptors have become constricted, and therefore they don't allow food to go into the cell.
Mm-hmm.
So therefore we don't have any clarity. We're stuck.
Yeah.
Right? So what mind kinetics does is we can zoom in. We will find the cells, and the client finds the cells in the body that are stuck. And then we'll find the root cause age of when that negative pattern began. That's the first thing to having permanent positive change. We want to change our life permanently for the good, to move forward with happiness and joy. We need to find out, where was it stymied? Where did it get stuck? And we can do that in less than 5 seconds. We can help the client find that root cause age. And then there are other pieces to mind kinetics, like learning the universal laws of human behavior, the laws of karma, the law of the mirror. So many people don't understand the law of the mirror. Are you familiar with it, Christina?
Actually, can you refresh my memory? I don't think I know exactly. If I think I might, but if you could just tell me, and if it's some of the audience's first time hearing that.
I'm sure it's going to ring a bell for you because your parents may have taught you, or your guardians when you were a child. When we see something, a behavior in someone else that we don't like, that person is actually mirroring back to us.
Oh,
that
yeah.
We also don't have that we also have that negative behavior.
Yes.
And then it's same with the positive, right? Whatever positive we see in them is also in us.
Yeah.
And so I love the mirror law, because when I work in the corporate world with executives privately, they'll come forward and they're complaining, they're judging and blaming people on their staff or their senior level people. So we bring in the mirror law. Okay, well, what you don't like about that person is also in you. So let's fix it, or repair it is a better word than fix. Let's repair it so that you can have a better relationship with that person. And it's the same in the household. We may be blaming or judging our partners or our children, our mothers, brothers, sisters, whatever.
Yeah. No. No, it's so true. Like what we see in others, like we could see in ourselves, or what we don't like, or they trigger something in us that stems from something that we haven't healed in, like whatever, past traumas and things like that. And so what are some ways that people can take into effect now to kind of help incorporate like mindfulness and like meditation into their daily routines to kind of help improve their well-being and kind of work towards that healing of the cells and things like that?
There are many tools, but let's start with what your folks can do is they can start the brain walk. When you have a busy routine, you're a busy professional or a business stay-at-home mother, father, whatever, what can you do to incorporate mindfulness and meditation? The first thing I suggest is, you want to wake up fairly early. You give yourself a good hour, an hour and a half to be in communion with your higher self.
Mm-hmm.
So when you do the brain walk, at the beginning of your day, you're kicking out, you're identifying what's really bothering you at that moment, and you're kicking it out. Well, what a joyful way to start your day.
Mm-hmm.
So, and if anybody wants to have a fancier version, then the brainwalk.com is the website we're going to send them to. But they can also go on the Apple Store and look for the Brainwalk, and there are several other apps there that would be a benefit to them. Some are free and some are a very small fee.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, start the day with the brainwalk before your shower to identify anything negative that's sitting there that you need to kick out, because you don't want to carry that with you your whole day, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then meditate as well as you can. And I the only thing I say about meditation is because there are many meditation methods out there that are not safe.
Mm-hmm.
They can take you into the first and second astral worlds, which can be very dangerous for us
Oh,
because
okay.
we
I
think
didn't
it's,
even know about that, that it can be dangerous.
oh yes, absolutely. They can. I I had one student who was in our classroom one day, and she took me aside and she said, I was meditating this morning and I got really scared. I said, well, what happened? She said this negative entity came and stuck to her forehead. It sucked itself to her forehead
Oh,
and gave
wow.
her all these negative pictures and negative thoughts, and it was ruining her, right? So
Mm-hmm.
I said, okay, well, so we helped her to get rid of that. But the point is that if we have dental issues, we want to go and see a living dentist.
Yeah.
If we have issues with our heart or our cough or whatever, we go and see a medical doctor or an Ayurvedic doctor, Chinese doctor, whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
Someone who's living. Well, it's the same with a spiritual teacher. We want to have a living spiritual master, living teacher teach a meditation because they can protect us on the inside.
Mm-hmm.
Very important. Most people do not know that.
Yeah. Because like you could just go and like get like binaural beats and like the meditation thing like anywhere and you don't really know, I guess like the frequency of it and like how it can what the sounds really
Yeah.
mean, in the
Yeah.
wavelength through your ears.
Yeah, and so the a lot of people, a lot of these methods will keep you in the astral worlds, the first and second levels of consciousness. And you want a living master who's going to take you to the third, the fourth, and the fifth. The fifth is really the home of the masters. It's where Buddha, Christ, Qinghai, the Sikh gurus, all those, that's their
Yeah.
base, if you will. So those teachers are trying to take us to a higher level. We don't want to stay stuck in those first two levels. They're just not healthy for
Yeah.
us. So, yeah. Good questions.
All right, Betska, it is time for the Power Mom Chronicles, and I cannot wait to dive into your answers. And my first question to you is, what's a game-changing lesson life has taught you?
If you judge people, you have no time to love them.
Mm, that's true. And my second question to you is, who and what inspires you?
There are two people that have inspired me, and then I'll answer the who part, the what part as well. But I was an executive in the corporate world, very high up, and I was miserable, and I had everything was fancy house, fancy cars, fancy clothes, everything fancy. But I
Mm,
was unhappy inside. I was really miserable on the inside. And I tried everything. My doctor wanted to give me antidepressants. I said no to mind control. I don't want any of that. And so through intense prayer, along came this lady named Jan Sweeney. She's gone to heaven now. But what an amazing human being she was. She really helped me to figure out why I was broken on the inside
mhm.
and what were some of the bigger things I needed to heal on. And then she taught me some tools. And then the tools I used on myself and then was able to develop more and more tools. So that's why we have 80 of them now to go into the subconscious mind and 40 to go into the superconscious. The second person that has really inspired me is another woman, and her name is Supreme Master Ching Hai, and she's a fully enlightened master. I've got the cough now. And she teaches us a very intense meditation, 2.5 hours a day minimum. And you're doing it on the inner light and the inner sound. And the meditation is important, but what's more important is that she teaches us precepts or commandments or some of the noble ways that people can live, like do not cheat, do not steal, do not lie, do not kill, those sorts of things, which I believe we should be teaching our kids anyway, right? So that's what I love about her teachings. They're very pure and they turn us into better human beings.
And offer a piece of wisdom for moms or anyone really trying to find their strength and voice.
Mm-hmm. You know what that is, Christina? It is, do not sit in your anger. Mm-hmm. Do not sit in your frustration. Do not sit in your sadness. Be committed to yourself to get rid of it. Rise higher. Go higher. Because when we are at that low state, it's very difficult for us to find solutions to our challenges and goals.
Yeah. Yeah.
We need to kick ourselves higher. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And the best advice you've ever received?
Can I tell a short story around it? Because it's really interesting.
Yes.
Okay. So the best advice was, we can change our future. We can change our destiny, because there are some people out there who believe that we can't change it. And so what happened was I walked into a bookstore that was carrying some of my books, and I wanted to see what the sales were and how things were going, if they had any questions. And all of a sudden I heard this loud voice from the back of the room. And the lady said, "Can I pick a card for you?" And at this point in my life, I had no idea what a tarot card was.
Yeah.
Christina, I had no idea, right? And I just said, sure, in my usual effervescent, bubbly personality. I said, sure, you can pick a card for me. Well, the card she picked for me was the worst card you can pick in the tarot deck. It was my world was about to go upside down and something really horrible was about to happen to me.
The Tower card?
What's that?
The Tower card?
Yeah, the Tower card. So, my April 30th, like doomsday was going to happen to me. So I went, oh my God, what is this? Right. So I drove home quickly and I called my coach, Jan, and what was that? And Jan was a psychic and she used tarot cards from time to time as well. And she said, do not be afraid. You can change your destiny. You can change your future. So she coached me using some of her methods, which we use today. And we changed that event. So on that day, there was a tiny little trickle that told me that it could have happened if I hadn't worked on my negative beliefs in my subconscious mind. So best advice, we can change our destiny. Cool, huh?
Yeah, that is cool. And it's so true. We are the authors of our own book. You know what I mean? And the rest is still unwritten. And we have the free will and the authority of ourselves to be able to write the book how we want it to end, or continue to go chapter by chapter.
Absolutely. Yeah, exactly. And each chapter can be very powerful. And so the book that we're launching right now, I have another one coming in a couple months, which I'm very excited about as well. But the one I wanted to talk about today was Unleashing Potential. And it's a book really about how coaching in general can help people to raise self-awareness and to help them heal, to get past their stuff and write the chapter. That's why you reminded me we could rewrite our lives if we want to. We don't have to stay stuck.
Well, Betska, thank you so much for coming on this week's episode of Not Your Mama's podcast. All of her links are down below in the show notes. Don't be shy. Go say hi. And I hope to see you all in the next one. Thanks for listening.
Thank you, Christina. That was lovely.